One, two, one, two, three.
Welcome to the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast. I'm Max Nathan.
And I'm Norm Davis. This week, we'll be talking about the new film, Companion. But first, as y'all know from our episodes, NBA Teams as Movies, Max and I are kind of basketball fans. So we thought we'd open up by talking a little basketball because, you know, it still kind of falls under entertainment, which movies kind of are, in a sense. All come big bubble, but yeah, we got some laundry we got to air out. So, Max, you want to take it away here?
Let's talk about your team first. The San Antonio Spurs got De'Aaron Fox in a trade that included the Kings and the Bulls. Fox is going to the Spurs. Zach LaVine is going to the Kings. And the Bulls are getting a bunch of picks, basically. No.
Losers.
Yeah, the Bulls are getting Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own 2025 pick, which is going to be valuable because they suck. But anyway, Fox to the Spurs is the headline of this trade. What was your reaction to the deal, Norman? You're a Spurs fan.
I don't know if you remember, but when we did our NBA NBA teams as films, I should say, I had a new hope for the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got to the Cantina. We just got the Millennium Falcon. We got Han on the team now.
Yeah.
I was very excited about this. This has been no secret. If you follow the NBA, this is super obvious this was happening. We made away like bandits. I was worried we were going to lose one of our younger players, Sochan, Vassell, one of those guys. But yeah, we really gave up nothing and got a really good player. So I'm very happy. I'm excited to see this. I'm going to a game later this month. Shout out Bree, getting me some tickets. But
Nice.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
I can't believe everyone kind of knew De'Aaron Fox was coming. I just can't believe we didn't really lose any players.
Yeah, I think that it was like a steal. You all got him for you did lose about 5 first round picks.
Yeah, we got a pretty young team anyways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Is it really going to be Is a 2027 Spurs pick really going to matter when you have Fox and Wemby? Probably not. It's going to be late pick. So yeah, I very much like the deal for the Spurs. I like Fox a lot, and I think the pairing of like the fastest man in the world with Victor Wembanyama is going to be really fun.
Brian Wright is a god.
Who's Brian Wright? Is that the GM?
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, he cooked. They got another team involved, said, hey, what can we do here? I think we got the best end of this bargain out of all three of these teams.
Yeah.
Now I guess we have to talk about the 270-pound elephant in the room.
Yeah. So the Dallas Mavericks are done. They're kaput. They blew up the team. It's over. Everything sucks. Luka is gone. Luka, Maxey, and Markieff Morris. Maxey Kleber and Markieff Morris are headed to the Lakers. The Mavericks are getting Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a Laker 2029 first in return. The Jazz are also getting some second-round picks in Jalen Hood-Schifino. Not that important to the trade. The headline here is really Luka going to the Lakers. This is the most significant trade in sports history, maybe. It doesn't
definitely for basketball.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense that a player of Luka's caliber would be traded when he's 25 years old and he's like a top 3 player in the league. It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes so little sense that I and a lot of other Mavs fans have sort of almost devolved into straight up conspiracy. Some conspiracies, though, might have some weight to them. I don't know. There's some I've seen some that are not that far fetched. A lot of it involving our new ownership group being shady, and that could be happening here. We'll never really know. Our GM Nico Harrison is sort of, outwardly saying that like it was all him, like I made the deal and no one was involved. That's not really how like trades work. Like the ownership group obviously signed off on it. And Nico says that the first time he brought the trade to them, they laughed. I kind of think that's bullshit. I think that a lot of the stuff that was happening at the press conference with Nico and Jason Kidd was not true, because I don't really believe that anybody could be that dumb. Even if you're not a basketball fan, you don't trade Luka for anything. And the fact that they got a dog shit package back, Anthony Davis, good basketball player. That's getting lost in all this. It doesn't really matter. It's pretty bad. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. It effectively ends my Mavs fandom, and and I think a lot of the players are going to be checked out for a while. Kyrie can opt out at the end of the year and leave. I think he is going to do that. He did not even show up to the game yesterday. Didn't even show up in street clothes. It's pretty bad. What was your reaction at the deal?
I couldn't believe it. I ruined movie night because I was just like, I saw it. I didn't think so, but it's very funny. Everyone thought, excuse me, that Shams got hacked because what? Obviously this deal, like you kind of said, was all very quiet, so there was no leaks or nothing like that. This was just totally out of nowhere at like 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a crazy big Mavs fan, and I really like LeBron and Luka, so I'm excited about this because I am excited to see Luka and LeBron play.
Yeah,
but it's hard not to feel awful for you and the Mavs fans out there. Who probably feel like incredibly like butchered, not by Luka, by your management. It's clear they don't really care about this team. So, yeah, I feel for y'all, but hey, I get a couple of years of Braun and Luka.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's going to be a fun team, the Lakers, and honestly, I feel like you'll see a lot of Mavs fans transition to Laker fans, and they'll just follow Luka. I think that might be what I do. I know that's what some of my friends are doing who are Mavs fans. But, it sucks that, they just did something so unbelievably stupid. I don't believe that it was just Nico Harrison being stupid. I think he's the fall guy right now. That's the conspiracy that I'm sort of subscribing to, because if you don't some background for the Mavs organization here, this would have never happened under Mark Cuban. I was not a huge fan of Mark Cuban at all, but I can tell you he would never have done something like this.
Mark Cuban once said, I think it was in 2022, you probably know this, but that if he had to choose between Luka and his wife, or giving up Luka and his wife, that he would get a divorce.
Yeah.
And I understand he's like a minority owner now, something like that. He probably got a better idea of the situation.
It seems like he has no power. He still sits in his seats. He's, kind of front row near the bench. But I don't think he's involved in this at all. Because if he was, he would have torpedoed this before it got to the, before they even called the Lakers. because it's stupid. And when I heard we got or Luka was going to the Lakers, I was like, oh, we got LeBron. Like it does, even that would have sucked like a lot. But the fact that we got Anthony Davis and one pick and Max Christie, that's pretty brutal. I no disrespect to Anthony Davis, he's good, like I said, but he's not Luka. You kind of need a guy. Every team needs a guy. You need Wemby or Jokic or SGA or Steph Curry or LeBron. You need a guy. Luka is a guy. Anthony Davis, unfortunately, not a guy. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, for some more background, the people who purchased the team from Mark Cuban are the Adelson family. They are their business is called Sands Casinos. They run casinos basically. And from the start, there's been talk about turning the Mavs where the Mavs play into a big casino I don't know, park, like just a lot of casinos around the Mavs, and it's like a big entertainment center, and it's never really seemed like they're very interested in basketball. It only seems like they've been trying to get gambling legalized in Texas, and it doesn't look like that's really gonna happen. It's kind of their efforts have failed, as gambling is not legal here. But yeah, this is a trade, by turning the fans against a team like this, if people aren't showing up to go watch the games, they can show the NBA that and say, oh, this market is dead. We need to move the team. So, that's pretty shady if that's, the way things are going right now. That's all speculation. Can't, confirm any of that. But that's sort of what I've chosen to believe because there's nothing else that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a very strange situation that kind of, or at least if you care about sports in any way, shocked that part of the world.
Yeah. It's also weird that they only talk to the Lakers. There's so many weird things about it.
Mm-hmm. I imagine we'll know more and more as time goes on because everybody wants answers.
Yeah. So, let's take a quick break here and then talk about movies.
All right. Back
about Companion, the latest horror comedy produced by the team behind Barbarian. This includes Roy Lee, and Zach Krieger is also a producer on this movie, who is the director of Barbarian. A little background: Barbarian is like my favorite movie ever. I've seen it like a million times. There's no greater joy in the world for me than sitting with someone to watch that for the first time. I think it's a perfect movie. But anyways, where did you first hear about this movie, Norman?
On the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast.
What?
I had no idea this was coming out until we did our most anticipated episode. I hadn't seen a trailer. I literally just knew it was about a robot girlfriend
I didn't even know it was about robots until the movie started. Full spoilers for Companion.
Yeah.
There is, so I don't know if it was in the marketing, because like I said, I only saw the first trailer, and I don't believe the first trailer explicitly mentions that she is a robot. And when you watch the movie, it almost feels like it's supposed to be a twist. It doesn't really work as a twist, in my opinion. Could you I guess you knew going in that she was a robot, but watching it, how do you think that sort of delivery of information went for you?
I think it went well. I really liked how I don't know. Like I feel like there's still a lot of surprise to be had,
Yeah,
I guess. Mainly like the reprogramming stuff. I
yes,
can totally see that coming.
definitely.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I heard the second trailer was really spoilery. Like I said, I didn't even watch one trailer for this movie. I
No.
think I just seen the poster. So I think they handled everything pretty well. Like made it, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like they didn't just give everything away. Or I didn't like walk in and feel like I knew everything. I just knew it was some kind of horror movie involving a robot girlfriend
yeah.
and Jack Quaid. So
I will say though, this is way more comedy than horror.
yeah, I wouldn't even, other than like violence, I wouldn't really call this a horror movie.
I agree. I think it's a bloody comedy. That's what I would classify it as, which is a hard thing to market, and I think that's what they're kind of like going through here. It doesn't really fit into the horror box, but to market a movie like this, you kind of, or I don't know if you have to do this, but they definitely said, we're going to market this as a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie. It's really funny. I will say it works really well as what it is, which is, like we said, kind of like a bloody comedy. But as far as the horror goes, there's not really any traditional like jump scares or anything like that. It's not particularly scary. It's kind of a thriller comedy, I guess. Would you call it a thriller?
Yeah, it's still like a thriller because I mean, there's a robot walking around with a knife the whole time.
Yeah, I was thrilled. What can
Yeah, I
say?
was thrilled. I wouldn't say like I was scared or really on the edge of my seat or anything, but
Yeah.
definitely a thriller.
Um,
So,
what were some of your favorite moments from the movie?
um, I thought like just first of all like the initial twist of that they reprogrammed her and where it was all set up.
Yeah.
I really liked. Thought it was funny when it turned out that Patrick, Lucas Gage's character, was a robot too.
Yep.
Um,
I
those
really
are
like
some of
Lucas
the-
Gage in like everything he's in. I saw
Yeah,
a movie
yeah.
with
He's-
him at a festival a few years ago called Down Low. It was like him and Zachary Quinto and Simon Rex, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, he's really funny in this too.
Yeah, he's a great. He's in the White Lotus, obviously.
Yeah.
He is in. I don't know if you ever saw this, but How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
Oh, I didn't
Those are
see
really-
that. No,
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
I really like that movie. He's good in it too.
Did that come out this year or last year? Or I mean, last year or 2023? I guess I should say.
2023
Okay.
might have been. 2023 is when Evil Dead Rise came out, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause my roommate and I double featured them. Crazy double feature.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's a good actor. I like seeing him show up and stuff. It's like, oh, it's him. So,
Yeah.
I thought he was good in this. Jack Quaid. I feel like he's in everything these days.
Jack Quaid. Love Jack Quaid. My Adventures with Superman. I was telling you this coming out of the movie, but it's awesome. Great show. I love that show.
Yeah,
And
I need
Jack
to tap
Quaid is
in.
Superman. one of the things that you said coming out was that it felt like we were in there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that felt like the quickest movie I've ever seen in my life. I know I said this to you too, but maybe it's because the last movie I saw in theaters was The Brutalist, which
Yeah, that's not 30
took
minutes.
out a whole week of my life to watch that movie. So, but yeah, and I mean that in like the most positive way possible.
No.
I think if this movie dragged, I would not like it. This
Yeah.
is the type of movie you kind of want to just have a good time with. At no point do I want to be like, oh, how much longer is left?
Yeah, no. It needs to be very propulsive in like the way that they're telling the story. And I think that the sort of ebb and flow of the story really helps the pace, because you're getting a twist almost every 20 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah.
Just something that radically reshapes your view of where you're going in the movie. And they also, another great thing they do is they introduce a lot of really cool mechanics for, like, there's androids in the movie, obviously. Are they androids or AI? What do you call them?
I guess androids. I was just calling them robots, but
Okay. Yeah, well, androids, robots, AI, whatever. Whatever they are. There's a lot of really cool stuff that they do with them, as far as, like, there's a really cool scene where she's trying to get away from Jack Quaid, and she realizes she can alter her voice. Like, she needs Jack Quaid's voice to say, take me home. And she realizes she can use the voice modulator to get her voice to where Jack Quaid's register is. That was a really, really great, cool scene and mechanic in a movie, I thought. Really creative stuff there. And there's a lot of that throughout the movie where she has to, like, problem solve and, like, figure out how to get out of the situation. And you really get behind her. You really want to see her, like, kill Jack Quaid for the entire movie, and that's sort of where you end up by the end. And it's really, really satisfying, I thought, as like a whole package. What did you think of the ending?
I liked it. Yeah, same thing here. Thought it was very just satisfying. I could not wait for her to kill Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like it flew by. I mean, there was some cool, like, Ex Machina stuff, some
Very
Terminator
Ex
2
Machina.
vibes I was seeing. Obviously, when Lucas Gage's character, Spencer, I just said his name. I can't believe I don't remember. Patrick.
Yeah.
When he puts on the cop uniform, my brain immediately went to T2, so
Yep.
that was cool. But yeah, I don't really have that many complaints with this one. Just thought it was a good time. It was quick.
Yeah.
Will say, kind of weird. This was an IMAX movie. Not complaining per se, but
Yeah.
we did see this in IMAX, so thought
Yeah.
I'd just bring that up there.
It's weird.
I don't know. It doesn't really do anything to utilize IMAX, and I'm so happy all these, like, not Avengers or Star Wars movies are getting put in IMAX.
Yeah.
I
It is cool.
feel like it's kind of thing Oppenheimer for that, and other movies just kind of doing that too. Obviously, like Nosferatu recently, which I unfortunately did not get to see in IMAX, but I imagine that was a treat.
It was good stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a solid time. Some movies are just a good time, you know, nothing you're gonna write home about. This is like the perfect January movie. Like, this is what you
Honestly,
want in January.
Yeah.
Just like a fun time at the movies. It's not gonna blow you away. It might not be your top 10 once the year ends, but it's just a good time.
Yeah. Probably not in the top 10 at the year end, but you're going to feel bad about taking it off.
Yeah, you're gonna be like,
It's like one of those.
it's gonna hit you how many movies you've seen this year.
Yeah.
Once you get to a point when you're like, oh dang, this is already at 20 or whatever. Which maybe this will be number one. I don't know. We still got a lot of year to go.
Yeah,
But-
it's true. A lot could happen.
Yeah, Captain America comes out next week. That could just take number one the entire year.
Yeah, I don't know. Captain America is looming. It's these January movies that I just love. Like you said, they're not going to end up in a top 10, but, like, I've been trying to get The Beekeeper into a top 10, trying to rationalize that in my head, because I fucking love, like, The Beekeeper and, like, Megan, Another January classic. Speaking of Megan, Megan's back. There was a trailer for Megan at the Grammys last night. Or TV
Did you read
spot.
what it was about?
Megan 2.0?
Yeah.
I did not.
It is about a robot trying to end the world. So Megan is brought back online to save humanity.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Let me see if I can find the exact quote again, but that's what it sounded like. What I was reading. So Megan 2.0, set 2 years after the first film. Megan's AI tech has been stolen and used to create a military-grade weapon called Amelia. Amelia goes rogue. Megan is resurrected to save humanity with upgrades making her faster, stronger, and more lethal.
Amelia. Megan's going to go after Amelia Perez.
Played by Ivana Sakno from Ahsoka, which I have not watched, so I don't know who this character is in this Culture Crave post.
What would it take to get you to watch a Star Wars Disney Plus show in the year 2025? I guess Andor's
it would have to
coming out
be
soon,
called.
but-
Yeah, I was gonna say it would have to be called Andor.
Yeah.
That's about it. Hey, I'm gonna be watching Daredevil, so that's my first Disney Plus show since
Probably.
Hawkeye?
You didn't watch X-Men 97 and Loki.
Oh, I guess this is my first live action MCU jerk off show since I'm pretty sure Hawkeye. Or did She-Hulk come out after?
She-Hulk came out after... I think it came out after Hawkeye. I think it came out the next year.
Okay,
Because it was part of
She-Hulk.
that second batch. It was part of,
Yeah,
like,
so I
Moon
guess
Knight.
She-Hulk and Loki season 2 were the last ones I remember watching.
Yeah.
But we will be there for Daredevil, unfortunately.
Yeah. Daredevil. We'll see about that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, Companion. Let's circling back to Companion. I think having these subversive horror comedies that Roy Lee has been putting out in theaters is a really cool thing, and I think that theaters are only going to be better for it, and people being able to come see these movies is going to be a lot of fun. It seemed like our audience was having a great time with this movie. That's another cool thing. I was worried going into the movie that there's nobody showing up. I don't know if you want to see this kind of movie with nobody, but there wasn't nobody in the movie theater. It was a pretty sparse crowd, but it was pretty fun. And everybody was into it. And this is the kind of movie that you really want the crowd to react to it, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Not obviously not jumping up and down and stuff like that, like in a Marvel movie, but laughing. I saw One of Them Days the other day, and you don't realize how nice it is to laugh with a crowd until you realize how long you've gone without it, because there's not a lot of comedy in the movie theaters these days.
I feel like the last just straight comedy and nothing else that I saw was House Party.
Yeah,
House Party. I guess the remake, the one about LeBron's house.
Yeah.
But this was back in my Regal Unlimited days.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was in a full house, and it made that movie infinitely better. I think if I watched that at home by myself or maybe with one or two people, I'd probably hate it.
Yeah.
But seeing that in a crowded movie theater just makes it so much better.
Definitely. Yeah. But yeah, that's the story with Companion. I think that this is a great movie. Also, we didn't even talk about Sophie Thatcher. Sophie Thatcher was in Heretic last. She's really good in that movie. She's really good in this movie. She's sort of like a rising horror star at this point.
I believe she was in Maxine also.
She was in Maxine. I forgot about that.
So I haven't seen Maxine or Heretic. Don't really plan to, but
Heretic's okay. You might like it. I wasn't crazy about it,
I
but
don't know. Yeah,
I know a lot of people that loved it. But like I said, I wasn't crazy about it, but it's worth giving a shot.
fair enough. But yeah, this is my first introduction to Sophie Thatcher, and I thought she was great.
Yep.
I think, yeah, she did a really good job. Like, she really just sold it all for me. I think she was probably the best performance in that movie. But yeah, big fan. Excited to see what she's up to next.
Definitely. But yeah, I think that's Companion. You got anything else to say about Companion or?
No, I kind of mentioned this to you before we recorded, but I feel like some movies are just not a ton to say about, which isn't always a bad thing.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, I thought this was just a good, fun time. And that's kind of all it really needed to be. That's all I wanted it to be.
Definitely.
So, good job, Companion. I would recommend it.
I would definitely recommend it. I am like the target audience for this movie. I fucking love Barbarian.
But I guess before we go here, do you kind of want to talk about, we got the Super Bowl coming up. We got a lot of big trailers. While you're recording this, it's been confirmed that Fantastic Four will get its first trailer tomorrow morning.
Yep.
How are we feeling? Did you watch that little 20-second snippet I sent you?
I did watch the 20-second snippet. It is a good-looking, promising 20-second snippet. It looks like they have the vibe, like, down. It looks like they really have a distinct vision for what the Fantastic Four are going to be, which I can't say about basically any of the other Marvel movies, with few exceptions. So that's really cool to see. And I know you love these characters, so it's really cool that these characters are getting that treatment. But yeah, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I'm super excited. It looks nice. I've put a lot of faith in Matt Shackman to cook, give us what we need, give us our steak, give us our greens, give us our mashed potatoes, maybe a little dessert too if we're lucky. I really want this to be good. Obviously, we will talk about this trailer in full next week after we go over. It's kind of getting clumped in with all the Super Bowl spots that we know about and the ones we'll just end up seeing.
Yep.
Between trailers and maybe just a couple of funny commercials we'll talk about. I don't know. Did you just see the Dunkin' Donuts one?
With Jeremy Strong?
Yes.
It's fucking hilarious.
Very awesome. I'm glad Jeremy Strong's in the joke that he's ridiculous. So... Yeah. What are you hoping to see trailer wise this Super Bowl? I know we have a list of a good amount of what we know is coming, but
I want to predict some surprises or stuff that is not like Superman, because obviously I want to see the Superman trailer.
So Superman is actually not getting one at the Super Bowl.
Brutal.
It is getting one
devastated.
At the Puppy Bowl
after the game. Or before the game?
Is the Puppy Bowl before or after the Super Bowl?
I thought it was after, but now I think it's before.
So I have a question for you.
What's up?
Are they putting this trailer at the Puppy Bowl to be cute because Crypto's in this movie and he seems like a big focal point in the marketing? Or are they doing it because they are piss broke and it is very expensive to take up a chunk of Super Bowl time?
I think both of those statements can be right at the same time.
Yeah.
The first thing you said I didn't even think about, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of smart. But also the second thing is also very true. They are pissed.
Or maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think it probably is a little bit both. I think that's a astute reading. I didn't think of either of those things, but both of those can be true. But yeah, what are some what are some things that are definitely going to happen that you're excited for, and some things that are probably not going to happen, but you would be very excited to see?
So I'm gonna try while I'm talking here. I saw Disgusting Film had a list of what we should be expecting to see. We will be getting Thunderbolts. It says 2 out of 3 Marvel movies releasing this year. We'll get a teaser at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Typically, that's not like the February March movie, which this year is Brave New World. So it sounds like we'll be getting Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Very excited to see looks at both of those. Obviously, we're getting our Fantastic Four trailer tomorrow, but so I don't know if this will just be a shorter version of that and go check this out online now kind of thing they like to do, or a new spot. But probably what I'm most looking forward to. I've heard we're getting Mission Impossible.
That would be cool.
Okay, here we go. Via Variety, here are new trailers expected to drop at this year's Super Bowl. Jurassic World Rebirth, Mission Impossible, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Smurfs, Megan 2, How to Train Your Dragon.
Megan 2 is the only thing there that really excites me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited about Mission Impossible and Fantastic Four. But
I'm excited about Mission Impossible, but I'm not really excited about a trailer for Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
like, I know what
good.
I'm getting.
Yeah, I saw that first trailer. Every time I see that trailer, I just think about how locked I am, how I'm already seated.
Yeah.
All that. But yeah, honestly, might be Megan 2.0 as far as movies. I'm not very excited for Jurassic World or How to Train Your Dragon. Didn't even know they were making Smurfs, so.
Yeah, I guess the Smurfs are back. That seems like it'll be like... Is that animated with like a bunch of celebrity voice actors?
I'm going to go look on IMDb, but if I had to guess, that's usually how these things go.
Yeah, but I feel like I remember like Kim Kardashian being in one of these, and like a bunch of like weird celebrities being in. I don't know if it was the Smurfs or something else, but there was some movie like that.
Okay. According to IMDb, an animated musical film revolving around the iconic creations of Peyo. We have Hannah Waddingham, Natasha Lyonne, Dan Levy, Kurt Russell, John Goodman, Nick Offerman, Sandra Oh, Amy Sedaris, Billy Lord, Octavia Spencer, Nick Kroll, Rihanna as Smurfette,
Okay.
Alex Winter, James Corden,
Okay. We're getting into...
Zolo, Mary Duena, I probably just said that wrong, but Blue Beetle.
Yep.
And that seems to be the heavy hitters. So, yeah, I guess this is one of those.
All right. Well, I'm not really that into that movie, but the Smurfs are back if you're into that. What is a movie or just a thing in general? I don't know, outside of movies, if you're into anything, but is there anything you're hoping to see that is not on the schedule?
It's too early for Avatar, but Avatar.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Although it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Obviously, like a million movies you and I are going to see that don't get Super Bowl trailers. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like we're getting big trailers for everything up till July-ish. I think it's a bad decision. I don't think it's going to destroy the movie or anything, but they really should have had Superman
during the Super
at
Bowl.
The Super Bowl. Yeah, it's cute doing it at the Puppet Bowl. I get it. Crypto is a big drawing force of this movie for a lot of people, but come on.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to make money on this movie. They know it. This movie, I don't even think has to make $1 billion to be successful. Maybe it does for David Zaslav.
Yeah, they're you know.
It's not some ridiculous $300 million or whatever budget that a lot of these superhero movies now get.
Yeah.
Side note, I don't remember if we talked about this. You see Captain America apparently has a budget of $180 million.
No, that's surprising.
I don't believe that for 1 second, but that's what Disney's saying. So what do I know?
They're cooking the books.
Maybe it was $180 million before the extensive reshoots.
That's what they planned to shoot the movie for.
That's what I'm thinking.
It actually cost $700 million.
Right, and it has to make $2.8 billion to break even.
Yeah, I've been getting excited for Captain America. I think, watching the other movies and stuff and watching the latest TV spots that have been better, I'm a little more excited for it. But
look,
we'll
man,
see.
I would love to be wrong about it. I would love to go in and be like, damn, that was really good. But it is a Marvel movie in the year of our Lord 2025. So
Hey, but Fantastic Four is probably going to be good. And Thunderbolts is probably going to be good too. That trailer is good.
Thunderbolts trailer is great. They played it again before Companion and IMAX, and still looks really fun. But yeah, I'm all three of those movies, even Fantastic Four, which I'm like stupidly excited for a Marvel movie in 2025. But I'll be going in with a large grain of salt, like iceberg of salt, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Sounds like there's some cool stuff at the Super Bowl that we'll be talking about here next week.
Yeah.
As well as Civil War, finish up our Captain America-thon.
Yes. Let me throw a hypothetical at you.
Okay.
I remember a few years ago, the trailer for M. Night Shyamalan's Old was unveiled at the Super Bowl, and I think that was a surprise. I don't think anybody was talking about that movie or knew about that movie, and then boom, new M. Night Shyamalan at the Super Bowl. And I thought that was really cool. That movie being in the mix with, I don't know what was coming out that year.
The big
Top
boys.
Gun Maverick and all that stuff. But I'm going to say on the podcast, it would be, I don't know what stage of production this movie is in, and it is a huge long shot for them to give this a Super Bowl ad. But
the PTA movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
It would be cool if we got an Eddington trailer, an announcement, and release date. The new Ari Aster film starring everybody. The one reason I say it could be a Super Bowl spot is this movie has every marketable star in it. It has, it has Austin Butler, Emma Stone, Joaquin Phoenix,
Pedro Pascal.
Josh Brolin, Pedro Pascal.
Josh Brolin?
I think he's in the movie. I'm pretty sure Josh Brolin's in it.
Whoa.
Let's confirm that real quick.
Not seeing him on IMDb, but you never know these things.
Okay. I lied. But yeah, this is Ari Aster's Western. And it has Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, Joaquin Phoenix. Pretty great cast. A lot of marketable stars. And I think it would be cool if they did a Super Bowl trailer for that movie. It would be similar to the thrill I got when, Old popped up at the Super Bowl a few years ago.
Do you remember the Cloverfield Paradox Super Bowl?
I do.
That was the craziest thing ever. For those of y'all who don't know at home, that movie got a surprise trailer during the Super Bowl and was shadow dropped, which means it just came out like after the Super Bowl on Netflix. And I remember being like, whoa, and staying up super late watching that movie, which is awful. But the stunt they pulled with that movie, I'll never forget that movie and how cool that was.
It is a really cool stunt, but when you watch the movie, you understand why they dropped it that way. It's just fucking awful movie. I really like Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. More 10 Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane is awesome.
Yeah. So seeing that trailer was really cool, and the fact that it was like out now, it was like very mysterious and cool. But that movie sucks, unfortunately. So is there? Are you gonna throw out a wild card pick before we head into Super Bowl Sunday weekend?
Eddington would be crazy. I can't really think of anything else other than like maybe, but definitely not the PTA movie, just because that movie has like a $200 million budget and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But it's not happening. Just telling you right now. But that would blow my socks off because everything I hear about that movie, apparently it's crazy. Apparently it's hilarious. Apparently it has a bunch of crazy stunts. I just cannot wait.
Yeah. Final thing before we head off. Over or under 25%, the Thunderbolts trailer or the Thunderbolts title is changed in the Super Bowl TV spot.
I'd have to go under 25%. That is like, I don't know though, because I don't know if there's any marketing stuff really for it yet. I don't think that's happening. I think it's gonna be your classic at the end of the movie. We're the Dark Avengers, and then it's gonna say Dark Avengers is the title card instead of Thunderbolts,
like they did with like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, exactly like that. I don't know. That'd be bold. I don't know if people would respond to that too well. I think it's already a movie they're having a hard time getting people excited for. I think calling it something else with a bunch of characters people don't recognize, they might just think it's a different thing.
It might seem desperate.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but hey, they are pretty desperate, so
yeah.
I don't know. My prediction is with that trailer, we'll just get a better look at Sentry.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. I don't know. Do you think they're going to do that at the Super Bowl? I mean, that'd be the place to do it.
I think I think if they are going to change the title before the movie comes out, that is where you do it when everybody's watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would go under 25% just based on the principle that like it is extremely unlikely that they change the movie title of a massive motion picture, Marvel motion picture. But that is kind of what happens with that set of characters. I don't know, and there's an asterisk on the end of the title. Mm-hmm. They're kind of playing on it a little bit. But we will see. Super Bowl is this weekend, and we will get all the trailers, and we will report back to you on the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're excited for y'all to listen. We'll also be talking about Captain America Civil War sometime next week before Brave New World is launched upon this world. And we can finally have a juicy old opinion on it. So
we can have we can stop speculating on what our opinion is going to be and, have actual opinions. But
hopefully we are wrong about this movie and it's good.
Yeah,
I hope all movies are good. I never want a movie to be bad unless it has Jared Leto in it. But I think that's going to be it for our episode today.
Yeah.
If there's anything else you wanted to say here, Max?
R.I.P. to the Mavericks.
Go see Companion.
Let's go see Companion. Let's go Eddington.
Let's go Eddington. Let's go Fantastic Four.
Yep. And that is going to be it. Make sure to follow us on wherever you're listening to this podcast. It helps us a lot. And also follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. The podcast is now on YouTube. So, yeah. Thank you for sneaking in with us.
We'll see y'all next time.